My dear students of class 5, today few points are left of this lesson. Now I am going to explain you. Then the teaching of this lesson will be completed. Green earth. Green earth. Some points are there. Now I am going to explain. Primary duty of citizens. Role of the citizens. Awareness. Knowledge to protect environment and good habits. Now primary duty. Primary duty. What are the primary duties of the citizens, my dear students? There are some primary duties of the citizens in our society, because in our society many of us who do not have proper knowledge of environment, we have to make them sincere, alert, conscious, so that they must be aware of environmental pollution. Sometimes these uneducated people cause environmental pollution. Due to this kind of pollution, like air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, which is caused by uneducated people of the society, they should be taught properly. They should be provided with proper training. Otherwise, the entire circumstances, the whole world is sure to be polluted. So, in order to avoid this kind of pollution, each and every person should take responsibilities for protecting the environment, so that people must live peacefully without being affected from various diseases. Human beings must have awareness for protecting environment. And besides, another point is that is cleanliness. In our society, in our country, in the environment, cleanliness is very important. This good habit should be practiced, should be cultivated. Otherwise, we cannot protect our environment. This cleanliness is nothing but a good habit, and this cleanliness helps human beings. Cleanliness is godliness. There is a proverb, cleanliness is godliness. Why? Because it is a great virtue of human beings. Those who are educated, they maintain it, and it makes a man healthy and happy. Besides, it keeps away diseases. Cleanliness keeps away diseases, and so that is why it is our first and foremost duty to maintain our environment, to maintain cleanliness, so that our body and mind must become fresh. And apart from this, a man must do his primary duty. A man must do his primary duty. What is his primary duty? To wash his teeth in the morning after leaving bed, and to take physical exercise in the morning, fresh air. And not only that, a person wash of hands, feet and face regularly. Every person must must take care. A person must take care of his or her health, so that other one must learn something from the first one. That's why cleanliness is a godliness. It is a virtue of human beings. And apart from this, a person must clean his or her clothes properly, and should take his bath properly in order to make his body free from all kinds of diseases. This practice makes the place dirty and pollutes. Wrong practice makes the environment dirty and pollutes environment. And that's why a man should not sit a man should not sit beside a dirty man, because a dirty man may be a cause of any kind of communicative diseases. That's why, in order to avoid communicative diseases, we must not sit beside a dirty man, and a dirty man should be helped with money, so that they must they must cultivate this kind of good habits of washing his or her clothes properly. Cleanliness of body and mind is a must for a learned person. It is needed for self-respect. Another thing is that there are so many pollutions throughout throughout the environment, sometimes cause different types of diseases. That's why it is our first and foremost duty to avoid all types of pollutions. How many pollutions are there? Air pollution, noise pollution, water pollution. So sometimes human beings make cause of different types of pollution, and this type of pollution sometimes cause diseases, various types of diseases. And for example, air pollution is one of the curses of modern society. Air pollution. Why? Because it pollutes environment. A number of factories and industries which are set up, its smoke affects the environment. It pollutes environment. As a result, people suffer from several lung and other diseases, heart diseases. And that's why air pollution must be checked to save the environment, to save human population. Besides, more and more trees should be planted. We must think of clear and pure environment for our future generations. Noise pollution is another cause in our society. We must have to check it. And water pollution sometimes causes various types of diseases. What kind of diseases? Because the chemical waste released from the factories and industries, it mixed up with the river, and then it pollutes water of the river. At the same time, dead animals are thrown out. Dead animals are thrown into the water, and then it also, by this way, it also pollutes water pollution. It also pollutes water and causes water pollution. Besides, garbage and plastic packets dumped at the river bank and pollutes environment, pollutes water. So the effect of water pollution of human life is enormous. That's why polluted water causes dangerous diseases, and hence people should be made aware of its danger, so that they must check water pollution, noise pollution, air pollution, and must keep our environment free of all kinds of diseases. And we must lead a very healthy and steady life, and for not only today, but we must become a cause, we must become an instance, an example for the future generation, so that they must learn something as to how environment should be protected, as to how environment should be made free of all kinds of diseases and all kinds of pollutions. That's why it is our first and foremost duty, my dear students, to plant more and more trees, so that many forests are grown, but sometimes forests are disappearing from day to day, and felling of trees disturbs ecosystem. That's why, my dear students, it should be our awareness. The tree awareness must be grown among the people. Tree awareness, plantation of trees must be taken up as a routine work. And not only that, it should be our first and foremost duty, it should be our motto of each one to plant one, each one to plant one. And we must keep the earth, so that we must keep our earth free of all kinds of diseases, and keep the earth greener, keep the earth cleaner, keep the earth safer for the future generation. That's why the policy of deforestation should be avoided, and the policy of afforestation should be adopted, so that so many trees can be planted, and we can protect our environment, and we can save the lives of all human beings, so that the nature must become a place for living of human, must be a place living peacefully by all human beings, and all animals, birds. So because birds sometimes, trees are cut down in order to set up factories and industries. Trees are cut down in order to construct houses, buildings. But in fact, but it has to be kept in our mind that trees are the place of living of birds. Birds live in the trees. So wherever trees would be disappeared, so birds, where will they live? Where will they make their shelters? That's why each and every person must have to be environment lover. Otherwise, they will be unable to understand the basic need of each and every person, each and every living things of this earth. That's why trees should be planted more and more, so that because they give out oxygen, and they give out oxygen, enable us to live on this earth peacefully. They absorb some toxic gases from the nature. That's why, and besides, a tree prevents soil erosion. That's why, my dear students, trees should be planted by each and every person, and it should be maintained. It should be looked after thoroughly. It should be looked after, so that it must be protected by each and every person. Another point is that trees bring rain but prevent floods. So it is our duty to leave a greener, safer earth for our future generation, my dear students. Another thing is that every person of our society who does not have knowledge to protect environment. Some persons of our society do not have knowledge to protect environment. Now, how do they protect environment? In that case, each and every person of our society must learn the basic knowledge, the basic environmental knowledge of environmental education. They must learn environmental education, so that they must make our environment free of all types of pollution. Environmental pollution sometimes causes disease of different types, and it causes deaths. Sometimes it causes deaths of human beings. In that case, doctors sometimes cannot understand what is the exact disease and the person has been suffering from, and they cannot properly prescribe, and due to misconception, due to wrong ideas sometimes human beings cannot survive, and that's why, in order to protect our lives, each and every person will have moral duty and sense of responsibility to our environment, so that environment must be protected, and trees must be protected, and besides, our our society must be keeper must be clearer, safer, and greener for the future generation. It is due to our efforts we must have the motto, so that we must make our environment free of pollution. We must have, we must protect our environment. We must allow all the birds to take shelter in the birds and beasts to take shelter in the trees. That's why trees should not be cut down, and trees give beauty to nature. That's why tree gives us so many things. That's why trees should be protected, and those who are involved in this work, cutting down of trees, they should be given proper punishment, and each and every environment lover should keep strict notice towards the persons who are cutting the trees, and must take immediate action, so that these kind of people must be punished and our trees must be protected from them. Since the trees are our best friends, they give us flowers, fruits, and other things. That's why trees should be protected, and thus each and every person must have responsibilities to help trees, so that it must become our friends and protect our environment and all living things. Up to this, my dear students. Thank you.